Hello everybody, I hope you are fine. In today's video, I'm going to cover lesson 3 listening, unit 8 art and literature. Exercise A, look at the pictures on the page opposite, answer the questions. So let's go to the pictures. These are the pictures here. The beginning of lesson 4. We have A, B, C, D, E and F. 6 pictures. The question is, we have 3 questions. The questions are: who is the main character in the pictures? Which collection of stories does he appear in? Was he a real person or just a character from fiction? Answer these questions, and in B, see how to check your answer. So here B, listen to the first part of a radio program. Check your answers to exercise A. Which set of online notes on the right is the correct for the organization of this program? A or B? Choose one of them. And what evidence could there be for Sindbad the real person? We are going to listen to. Okay.
Lesson 3. B. Listen to the first part of a radio program.
In this program, we are going to hear about a character called Sinbad. He appears in many stories in the Arabian Nights. But was he a real person? First, I'm going to look at the evidence for a real Sinbad. Next, I'm going to look at the evidence against. Then we'll see if we can reach a conclusion. Finally, we're going to listen to one of the Sinbad stories.
Okay, exercise C. The presenter gives 5 pieces of evidence for Sindbad, the real person. 1. Listen to the second part. How many pieces of evidence can you understand? Compare your ideas in groups. Listen again and check. So listen to 3.
C1. Listen to the second part. How many pieces of evidence can you understand?
So first, was Sinbad a real person? In one country, Oman, there is a strong belief that he was. They say in Oman that he was a real sailor from the Omani town of Sohar. There is some evidence in the stories to suggest that he was. Firstly, there are names of real places. Many real cities and countries appear, including Baghdad, Basra, and Sri Lanka. Secondly, there is true information about sea routes from one country to another. Only a real sailor could know the information. Thirdly, there is information about foreign cultures. For example, Sinbad notices that horsemen do not use saddles in some countries. Fourthly, the character of Sinbad learns skills in the stories. For example, he learns how to kill an elephant. A writer in Arabia at that time could not have known that information. Finally, there is a good reason for Sinbad to go to each country. He goes to trade, like any real Arab sailor of the time.
Okay, exercise D. Here you can listen, you can play back the track again. Just go back some minutes. D. Some of the evidence is in the blue box here. Which piece of evidence do you think is the strongest? You have which one do you think is the strongest? Or the first one is the example in each case. Which piece of evidence do you think is the strongest? So I'll do one for you, the first and the second one, and you do the rest. Well, the first one, there are evidence or there are names of real places. This is what evidence. An example, many real cities and countries appear, including Baghdad, Basra, and Sri Lanka. The second evidence is true information about roads from one country to another. Example, only a real sailor could know the information. For two, which evidence do you think is the strongest? This is left for you, or we will wait and see in exercise E. Maybe the answer is there. Exercise E, the presenter gives one piece of evidence against and about the real person. Listen to the third part. Can you understand the evidence? 2. Why does the presenter say, however, this does not prove that Sindbad was a fictional character?
E1. Listen to the third part. Can you understand the evidence?
On the other side, there is also evidence that the stories are not accounts of real voyages. How can they be true? They are full of impossible creatures. There are half men, half animals, for example. There are giants. There is an enormous bird that carries Sinbad away. However, this does not prove that Sinbad was a fictional character. We know that real mapmakers often drew pictures of strange creatures at the edges of their accurate maps. The strange creatures in the Sinbad stories may be the same. They may be the extra bits of information at the edge of real stories.
Okay. Exercise F, listen to the fourth part. What conclusion does the presenter reach? Why does she reach this conclusion? This is X. F.
F. Listen to the fourth part.
So was Sinbad a real person? No, probably not. Sinbad was probably not one person, but many people. The information about different countries probably comes from Arab sailors of the period. The strange creatures probably come from the brain of the writer or writers. Sinbad stories date from the golden age of Arab geography. They come from the days when Arab sailors, like Suleiman al-Tahir, travelled regularly to India, Sri Lanka, and China. Is that a coincidence?
Okay. Exercise G gets the meaning of these words from context. So sea roads, horsemen, saddle, creatures, and fictional. We have these words. So think about their meanings here. This is for you to do. Exercise H. You have learned about making inferences. What evidence is there in the radio program for each of the statements in the green box here? We have the Omani town of Sohar is on the coast. The city of Basra existed in Sindibad's time. Arabs used saddles in Sindibad's time. There were no elephants in Arabia in Sindibad's time. Arabs sailed to the other countries to trade in Sindibad's time. So can do one for you. Okay. This is for H here. We have the last one here, or the one for the last. There were no elephants in Arabia in Sindibad's time. So example, it says the writer in Arabia could not know how to kill an elephant. This is for there were no elephants. Example here. Also, Arabs sailed to other countries to trade in Sindbad's time, the last one here. The evidence here, it says Sindbad had a good reason. He went to trade like any other Arab sailor, right? This is the end of what lesson 3.